Welcome to This Week in Neo4j, where we'll look at what's been happening in the world of graph databases in the last 7 days. First up, we've got Adam Cowley, who's been building a recommendation engine for WordPress, the popular blogging website. And he's done some quite cool stuff. So he started off by hooking into the post plugin of WordPress, so that whenever you create or edit a post, it will write into the Neo4j graph and create a user and a post and then any categories or tags that that post has. And he's then able to do content-based recommendations and it then goes even further and creates a session per user and then tracks which page they look at so that you can make collaborative filtering type recommendations as well. It's quite easy to install if you've got the plugin downloaded and onto your server. It's as simple as CDing into the folder and then using the Composer package manager to install it. So if you've got a WordPress blog, this one's probably worth giving a try and see how you get on. Our next story is by Marcus Herrera, who's been playing around with JQ Assistant and Python and Pandas for the last few weeks. So JQ Assistant, if you haven't seen it, is a software analytics tool, and you can run it over your project and it will come up with metrics and tell you how well you're getting on. And Marcus has been playing around with the underlying Neo4j database that JQ Assistant creates and sort of querying that. And this week he's come up with a contributor graph where he's sort of tracking like how frequently people commit to a project. And he uses pandas and Python to go and detect duplicate people, so where people have, for example, their names spelled in different ways. That's quite a cool one to look at as well. Next up, we've got a project which uses, which translates the dot visualization language into Neo4j. So if you've ever created any architecture or class diagrams, you've probably used dot to come up with perhaps what would have been your first visualization. And Seb Insua has created a project to take dot and convert it into cipher queries, which can then obviously be imported into Neo4j, so you can get a Neo4j graph out of that. This looks like a really cool one. I haven't got any architecture diagrams lying around, but maybe you have, and you could give it a try. And our last one for this week is a project called Switchcraft by Alfred Debradi, and he's taking the Twitch TV API and loading it into Neo4j. So Twitch TV, if you haven't seen it, is a live streaming website mostly for gaming, but also I've found a few software development channels on there as well. And that's it for this week. Those are just 4 of the topics or the articles and GitHub repositories that we covered. If you want to see the other ones, have a look at the blog post, and I've got all the links for this week below. Otherwise, have a good week.